It's gonna be May. My name's Elisa. If you've never met me, my name's Elisa. And this is Zoe. So, here's every movie I watched in May.
Movie number one.
The Idea of You is about a 40-year-old single mom who starts an unexpected romance with a 24-year-old boy band singer. I've had my fair share of talking shit about age gap relationships. You're not even 40 yet, and your man is 70. And honestly, I'm sorry. Who am I to judge a 16-year age gap? I don't know what my life is going to be like when I'm 40 years old. I don't think it'll be with the 24-year-old. But you know what? The movie's not about me. What I actually want to say is, if Anne Hathaway is in a movie, I'm going to watch it. If Anne Hathaway is in a show, I'm going to watch it. And I loved seeing her in this type of role because it does give age gaps a new light. It's one of those things that's becoming normalized in society, and as something becomes normalized, I need to unpack it for myself. This movie was about 2 hours. Did it have slow moments? Yes. Did it need to be 2 hours? I don't think so. I think it could have been accomplished in an hour 44 minutes. The acting, it was good. She really engulfs the character. She helps me understand her feelings. I really feel like the love between Selena and Hayes was pretty real. I feel like they had good chemistry. I think the only other movie that I've ever seen sort of similar was called like Adore or Adorn. That was about like two friends. I think they both fell in love with each other's sons. The sons were adults. The taboo-ness of it was just like very intriguing. And this is like that. A little less taboo because that was... But all in all, I felt like this movie was just a biopic of Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles. And I didn't hate it. In terms of just like the writing, editing, the film itself, it felt pretty average. The acting definitely did bump it up. The casting between the girl who played Izzy, superb. This movie, I would have really rated it a 3.5 out of 5. There was a premiere in New York and I was trying to go to it, but I couldn't get tickets in time. So if any other movies are coming out, and there are tickets to a premiere, I would love to go. I can't be bribed because I will be honest, but I would still love to go. Movie number 2. Okay. The Fall Guy. The Fall Guy was about a stuntman who was really good, and he started a romance with someone who was also working on the movie. Not yet a director, but she was like working in that direction. He had a really bad fall, broke his back, almost died, exited the industry, and then he gets a call a year later saying this girl that he was dating that like he didn't work out with after he like transitioned out of his career asked specifically for him for her first big directing project, and he said yes. However, once he got there, he found out that it was a little bit more to the story. This movie was definitely sold to us as an action, and it was an action. It was a romaction. And again, I love romance. I didn't hate it. It stars Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling, a duo that I have not seen before. I don't think they've worked together in this way. Like the closest we can think of is probably them Barbenheimer, which was an era, not a film. This was about 2 hours too. I really liked this movie. And I loved that we saw a movie being filmed as a movie. I act and I like work on sets and stuff. I really enjoyed the fact that they got some shine, especially stunt people. I want to be a stunt person. You know, I've got a little bit of history in acrobatics, so I would love to do that shit someday. It was just a movie that we really haven't seen before, and that's all I can ask from Hollywood at this point. The acting was good. There were a couple of twists in there that I really appreciated, and I'm gonna have to rate the movie a 4 out of 5. I really appreciated this movie. Number 3, Mother of the Bride. So I briefly talked about this in a video a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to link it up here if you want to watch it. Mother of the Bride is about a woman who is stunned by her daughter's engagement, goes off to the wedding and finds that the father of the groom was one of her like most passionate loves of her life. She runs into him, all her feelings rush in. Basically, you've seen the movie just by me giving you the description. Starring Brooke Shields, Miranda Cosgrove. This movie was just, you know, pretty fine. It was an average movie, to be honest. I would rate this maybe even like a 2.8 out of 5. It was just very basic. I don't know that I would like watch it repeatedly, but maybe one day if I need something playing in the background. Number 3, The Weekend. This movie I've never even heard of before. I was on the plane on the way to Arizona and I was like, let me watch something. And this one just caught my eye the most. This movie is about a down on her luck comedian going on a vacation with her ex-boyfriend, who she still is in love with, and his current girlfriend. And the vacation is at her mom's motel thing. So it's as messy as it sounds. The main character plays the awkward black girl trope like she's the founder of it. She ate it up. She was so awkward in times. My arm hairs stood up on my arms. It gave me chills and uncomfortability, but it was also so relatable, but it was also not that relatable. And I also loved the dynamic between Zadie and her mom, the banter between them. It was a specific type of black comedy, and I feel like I even have it with my own mom. It felt like home a little bit. Yeah, this movie was so good. It was easy watch, maybe 90 minutes. I did rate this movie a 4 out of 5, and I think it's on Max if you want to watch. The final movie, you guessed it, Atlas, starring Jennifer Lopez, Sterling K. Brown, and Simu Liu. First of all, maybe you haven't seen the movie, but I have. I know you've seen some of the press for this movie.
I grew up, I'm Puerto Rican, so I like rice and beans.
Are you Puerto Rican?
And yes, I am. Rice and beans and like, you know, chicken and stuff like that.
Frijoles, pollo. Me gusta.
The truth is, over the past few years, I've tried to slow down more and be home more. That's the truth. But you said, what is the
Indescribable and escapable. And I think that is what really pushed me to see this movie. See, there's a lot of discourse, and I've made a Jennifer Lopez video too, I will link it, about Jennifer Lopez as an actor, as a singer. She gets a lot of hate. She gets a lot of flack. I don't think she's a bad actor, and I think she did pretty good in the movie. Sterling K. Brown's obviously amazing. Simu's obviously also really good. And I think the story was pretty nice and honest. Let me tell you what it's about. Atlas, who has deep trust issues with AI, there's a situation that happens where the only thing that she can trust to get her out alive is AI. She's a colder person, and she warms up and she opens up essentially to a robot, but I be loving a robot, and it is my fault. This movie was definitely giving futuristic. It was definitely giving what life will look like in 2100, maybe even a little bit sooner. I mean, look at the work Elon Musk is doing. Okay, an 18% Rotten Tomatoes, that actually took me out. That took me back, and it took me out. I don't think the movie was like bad. I think it was good. I think the movie was fine. I won't say it was great, but I think I actually would rate this movie like a 3.8 out of 5. So that's all the movies that I watched in the month of May, which is crazy because I've already seen 5 movies this month and it's only been 10 days. In the comments, let me know, have you seen any of these movies? If you have, what's your favorite? If you have, what's your least favorite? I want to know your thoughts as a whole. And if you liked anything you saw, please feel more than free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you back here Sunday. She said, get me out of here.